What's up, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Today we are taking a look at, well, it's kind of obvious, the latest from Vero Engineering. And this is the Avid 1. Comes in this fancy box. It tells you exactly what you're looking at. There's the version we've got. It is the stonewashed with the black and blue G10. Let's go ahead and bring the knife in here. Oof. I'm really excited about this one, y'all. This is one that got to check out for the first time at Blade Show, Texas, and have been eagerly waiting on grabbing one. Was lucky enough to be able to snag one while we were at Blade Show Atlanta this year. These knives do release, I believe, sometime in July, sometime this month. Don't hold me to that, but I do believe that they are releasing fairly soon. This is Vero's introduction line. His I use the word budget very loosely, but this is his less expensive line. Price tag on these are running anywhere between $185 for versions like what you see here, all the way up to the full titanium versions that are $275. So you can get these, you can be as bougie as you would like on these. But for what you're getting, that price of $185 is a really stellar deal. You're looking at S45VN steel done through BE.EDC.NC. I don't know exactly what the HRC is on this, but I do know that BE.EDC.NC runs all of their steels at a really, really good HRC level. They've been really stepping up their game a lot here lately. They've always done really good anyway, but it's actually gotten better over time for sure. A few specs on the thing, you're looking at 3 1/4 inches on your blade length. Cutting edge is right there at that as well. You see you don't have a finger choil or anything like that. You've got a nice sharpening choil. Really nicely done there. 7.7 inches overall and 3.8 ounces. So that overall length definitely puts it right there in that sweet spot for me. This is kind of that, that perfect size of knife. It fits my hand very, very well. I've got room to move back on it and still have plenty of full grip there. I've got room to move forward on it and not feel like I've got 6 inches of handle hanging off here. Just a really great size for my hands. Nice, and it's got some nice thickness to it. It really fills the hand nicely. Good feel, good weight, balance. Everything is really, really well done on this knife, which is, it's pretty par for the course for Vero. It's, being able to get his, kind of non-compromising design and engineering background and be able to get that for sub $200 is really really nice. And I can't express enough how excited I am to have one of these. Let's go ahead and jump in to the close-ups on this knife, and then we'll go from there. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the particulars while we're looking at it here. So this particular one does have G10. They offer a couple of different options on that, and they're going to continue to offer more. I know there's a jade option, there's a red and black, there's a black and gray. I know they'll be doing a teal and black eventually with a blacked out blade. Pretty much anything like that. The options are really limitless here. Now I have carried this knife, so you are going to see some little love marks and things like that from where it's been dropped, and I have not been kind to this knife. T8 hardware on this all the way around from what I can tell. We do have a matching blue backspacer. It is a full-length backspacer. I absolutely love that. Love seeing full-length backspacers. Some folks don't like them. Personally, I think it really completes the look of the knife. You got a little bit of an extra bit down here. I don't know exactly what that's for other than just aesthetics. It does kind of help with giving you a little bit more down here on the bottom as far as what fills in the hand. Wire pocket clip, it is reversible, so for the first time you've got a reversible Vero. Typically he just offers a left-handed version, but here you do have that reversal. Now as far as what will actually fit in here, I don't know if there's any availability for any of the titanium clips to fit here, but you can always modify things and make it fit if you have one of those titanium wire clips from like Lynch Northwest, or if I don't know if there's anybody else that offers one, but you can definitely see if that works here. Transitions are really good. They're not two separate pieces, but you can't feel the mold line or anything like that. It's really nicely done. It is a titanium liner lock. Centering is spot on. Try to see if we can see that tip there. Tip looks to be perfect. Don't have any issues there. So here you have the Vero branding on the spine of the knife, which is fairly common, and then on the back side here on the flipper you do have the serial number. And then that, kind of a stereotypical drop point from Vero. I've got a little bit of a swedge here. This does have stonewash. They do also offer a black coating, so a black wash coating. They also offer hand satin, and I think they have a belt satin option as well. Of course, all the options add price, so just be aware of that. Standard Vero opening ledge there. Again, no branding or anything on the blade itself. The sharpening looks to be spot on. Yeah, the grind looks good. Plunge grind is phenomenal. Very nice plunge grind. Plenty of room for sharpening. Lockup is perfect. There you can see that steel lock bar insert. Now taking a look inside so you can see the liners are skeletonized. Very nicely done there. No issues with that whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why anyone would not like this knife. I think this is a great move for Joseph and for the team there at Vero to kind of make a more accessible version of his knives, and then also making it to where if you did just want to have a full titanium version of this, you can certainly do so. Flipper works really well. It doesn't get in the way. I mean, I don't have to have it, but I mean, it's not hurting anything. In fact, he puts the number on there is going to keep me from deleting the flipper. Front flipper works well, and the flipper is low profile, so it doesn't get in the way when I'm trying to use the front flipper. Easy enough for me to do the finger roll there, and then the standard thumb flick is fine. Reverse flick is absolute money. I haven't tried to thumb flick this yet. I know I can slow roll it. Let's see if I can thumb flick it here. I don't know if I've got the dexterity in my thumb or not. Yeah, I just don't have the dexterity to be able to grab it. I can do the slow roll, like I said, that's no issues there. Lock bar access is great. It doesn't look like you have a ton, but then once you get in there, it's really easy to push that lock bar over. You got just enough room there. Acoustics on the knife are really stellar. It just has a nice thwack to it. And then, of course, it's a Vero, so the action is really nice. It's a somewhat of a shake-shut action. Yeah, it doesn't fall on its own, but I'm sure a little bit of tuning would get that exactly where you'd want it if you want a fall shut. Personally, for me, I like a bit of a more of a shake-shut action. It keeps me from having to worry about being guillotined. So, ergonomics, again, are fantastic for me. Personally, like I said, it fits my hand very well. I can get into this back choil here and still have plenty of room on the knife and be able to get in there, or if I want to choke up, I can choke up. The flipper is minimum, so it doesn't bulge out or anything like that. It still gives you a nice grip there, nice purchase. You can really get some power behind your cuts and still have that full 3 1/4 inch blade, not having to worry about having a big old finger choil there. And then, of course, looking here at your ratios, your blade to handle ratios are really phenomenal. It's one of those knives where I really don't find any fault in it. I love S45 steel. Best Tech does a phenomenal job, like we talked about already. Sharpening is phenomenal. It's still razor sharp. Granted, I haven't tried to cut rubber or anything like that with this thing. I haven't tried to cut through any truck tires or anything, but I have sliced plenty of cardboard with it. I've cut a couple of those big plastic tie-down straps that go on pallets. Haven't had any issues with it. No chipping, no rolling, no nothing like that. I don't feel anything on that blade. Let me just keep on going through it, checking it. Yeah, I don't feel any deformation or anything like that on the edge. The stonewash has held up really well. It hasn't shown any wear or anything like that. You just clean it off with some nice either Wicked Clean, or if you don't have any Wicked Clean, or if you want to use whatever Knife Shield or any of that stuff you want to use on there, or if you just want to use just some rubbing alcohol and a good rag, you can certainly do that as well, and it just cleans right up. No issues there. I could carry this left-handed if I wanted to. Access is good enough to where I can just use my thumb there to get that blade out, to push that lock bar over. and then, you know, don't have anything to worry about there. It's a little awkward here because of having the clip on it the wrong way, but, you know, I mean, of course, being able to use the flipper is fine. Let's see if I can roll it here with the left hand with that pocket clip in there. Now, I'm not going to be able to with that pocket clip in on the wrong side, but yeah, it's definitely a well done knife. Of course, it's Vero, so there's no questions about that. I don't think anyone questioned how good these knives were going to be when he started talking about them, and then the fact that they won an award right there, first things first, at Blade Show in Texas. I believe that was his second year winning straight at Blade Show Texas, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool to be there for both of those. So let's go ahead and check out our hardware, and then we'll go into the size comparisons here. I believe we are looking at T8 hardware again all the way around. I don't think I can get to that T8. Pocket clip one is done well. That one's good. Yeah, it's grabbing hold of the screwdriver, so no issues there whatsoever. Go ahead and take a look at our size comparisons. Get this thing lined up good. All right. So we've got the Pyrite. So it's going to be just a little bit larger than the Pyrite and the Drop Bear, which is a 1 and 2 here. There you can see that. And then it should be about the same size as the Militol. Maybe just slightly smaller than the Militol. I think the Militol is right at 8 inches overall. Yeah, so it looks like it's about a 1/4 of an inch difference there. And we'll go ahead and get into the Bel Air. And the Malibu. Sorry guys, I was trying to organize those knives as I was going, and I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was, you know, still filming. It was just, I just kind of went into a squirrel moment there, and but yeah. So then we've got the PM2, which is going to be the first one that's a little, you know, it's going to be considerably larger, about a 1/2 inch difference on the PM2, and then a even bigger difference here with the MSI. There we go. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you guys think on these. Yeah, is it one that you are excited about, or one that you've been looking at, or one you have questions on? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up in the comments down below, or hit me up on any of my social medias. As always, all of my links and codes and all that stuff are in the beacon link that are in the description, and as well as typically the first pinned comment. If I forget to pin a comment, go in the description, or you can go straight to my homepage and find it all there. So make sure you guys are checking that out, helping the channel grow, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. As always, please remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Take care.